Be Wealthy and Smart, episode 1177.
Step into a world of wealth and financial freedom without budgets, boredom, or bosses on Be Wealthy and Smart. And now, here's your host, Linda P. Jones.
Welcome to Be Wealthy and Smart. I'm Linda P. Jones, America's Wealth Mentor, empowering women and men worldwide to financial freedom. On today's show, we're going to talk about having a no-fear mindset because so many people are really in fear right now. I mean, the messages that I'm getting from people, they are very, very frightened, very scared of the stock market crashing, of the economy crashing, of money becoming worthless, of banks going under. The list goes on. And I understand the news is scary. Things are happening, but we also have to understand that there is an overabundance of fear right now and an overabundance of fear mongering. And what we're going to talk about today is protecting your mind from exposing it to all of this fear, because some of this is your choosing, who you're choosing to listen to, what you're choosing to watch on television or in a movie, and the habits you have in your life. So we're going to talk about my plan for you to have a wealthy mindset, and I'm going to share with you some of the principles that I wrote about in my first book, You're Already a Wealth Heiress, Now Think and Act Like One, 6 Practical Steps to Make It a Reality Now, because a lot of mindset is more important than we give it credit for. Because what you believe about wealth and what you believe about your future wealth is what's going to impact your wealth. So some of that is from input that you're taking in, but some of that is from your belief system, your subconscious beliefs, and some of that is from your actions. So we're going to talk about all of that in a short podcast today. But first of all, I just want to say I understand the level of fear is high, and I understand why that is. And we've been through a lot the last few years. But I also think that we have to take steps to protect what is coming into our thoughts and what's coming into our awareness. For example, have you noticed lately that commercials are using shocking things to get past your lizard brain system? In other words, they have to shock you in order for you to pay attention and remember the ad. So they'll show things like people falling out of the sky without a parachute and landing on a roof with a thud. They will show you people blowing up something or a fire burning, things that are very frightening to us that go right past your conscious mind into your subconscious. And they're doing that to get a reaction from you for advertising purposes. I notice this every single time I turn on the television and watch advertising. They're getting worse and worse with the levels of fear that they're going to shock people in these commercials. The commercials are actually worse than a lot of the programming. Although I have to say, the news and the level of murders that they talk about on the news and the bad news that they bring voluntarily, because there are many other things they could focus on, is to keep you in fear. So it's up to us to limit how much we're allowing come into our awareness that is fearful. And an easy way to tune that out is to turn off the television, to turn off the news. Especially don't watch the 11 o'clock news right before you go to sleep and open that up to your subconscious. You can definitely get your news from articles, from the internet, from online. You don't have to watch the TV news. And I found that not watching the TV news helped me get past and ignore a lot of fearful things that they were flashing in front of me that I really felt was not helpful to having a wealthy mindset. Only you can control what goes into your awareness and what you're exposing yourself to and what you aren't. Only you can control what you think about, and your thoughts create your reality. So it's very important that you think certain positive things and you put certain positive things in your awareness. And a lot of the fear right now is over the banking system. Well, the banking system has a backstop of $250,000 per account. as I've podcasted about. If any major bank went down, the government's going to backstop it, just like they backstopped Silicon Valley Bank. So you really are only exposed if you have more than $250,000 in any one account. If you do, then you need to take some action and make sure it's moved across several accounts, as I explained in that podcast about FDIC insurance. But otherwise, there's no need to really be worrying about banks, in my opinion. Other people are worried about the stock market crashing. We had the big crash last year. It's my opinion the bottom is in. October was the bottom, and we're already seeing the market rally on news because it's anticipating that rates won't have to continue to go higher and that we're going to have more moderate rates in the future. The market's already predicting that, and the stock market is already rallying because of that. So I don't have the fear about the stock market that many people do. And also, the level of bearishness is uncharacteristically high right now, which means more people believe that the market's going to go down than is usual. That's a contrarian indicator that the market will go higher, not lower. All right, so let's talk about the 5 days to a wealthy mindset from my book. So day 1 is celebrate gratitude. And I'm just going to paraphrase what I've said in the book. But basically, fear and gratitude cannot exist in your mind at the same time, and that's a very important thing for you to realize. You can't be fearful and grateful at the same time. So the way to exit the fear is to feel gratitude. Now, sometimes if I find myself getting caught up in fear, I might do something that makes me feel more grateful. I might make a contribution to the homeless, for example. That makes me feel grateful that I have something to give and I can send money to less fortunate people. So gratitude can be just an expression of gratitude, saying things that you're grateful for, being grateful for your family, for your friends, for your home, for your pets, for whatever it is. It can be a state of mind. It can be an action. There can be many ways to express gratitude. You just need to be in a mindset of gratitude to get out of the fear. Day 2 of 5 days to a wealthy mindset is to decide to be rich. So decide that's what you want. Once you decide where you're going, then we can help you get there. If you don't have a destination, then we can't help you reach the destination. So you have to decide, what is the destination that you want with your money? Doesn't mean that it has to be all-consuming. That's not what I'm saying. I just want you to have a goal for what it is you want. People who say that money doesn't matter to them don't have any money. They often have very difficult and hard financial times. So I don't think it's a good idea to say money doesn't matter to you. I think it's important to say you want a good life, you want food and shelter and all of the basics. You also want to enjoy life and have some travel and some good times out with friends and the opportunity to live in a nice place and perhaps wear nice clothes, support some charities that you want to support. There are good goals that you can have with money. You don't have to feel like wanting money is a bad thing. Day 3 of 5 steps to a wealthy mindset is act as your future wealthy self. So if you're expecting wealth in the future, if you're seeing yourself wealthy in the future, which I recommend you do, then you want to explore some of the things now that you want in that future. If you want a beach house, then start designing the beach house. It doesn't cost you anything. Start making drawings of it or a vision board of it or furniture, decor, picking out things online, starting a file online of saving things that you would use in the beach house. These are all things you can do for free. It won't cost you anything, but they support your vision of your future wealthy self. Day 4 of 5 days to a wealthy mindset is to buy something that represents completion of your goal. So before I bought my house in the desert in Southern California, I bought a painting that would go on the wall of the house in the desert in Southern California. Even though I didn't have room in my house in Bellevue, Washington for any paintings because I already had a vast art collection up there, I bought a painting that I actually had to store until I could put it in the house in the desert. And when I bought the house in the desert in the next year, which I didn't even think it would be a year, I thought it would be many years before I got that house, but it was within a year that I got that house and was able to hang that painting. So you can go and look at open houses of nice homes. You can try on clothes for free. You can test drive cars that you might want in the future. These are all things that you can do to take action toward your ultimate goal that you want. And you can buy yourself some small representation of it. You could buy yourself a car magazine for a few dollars, representing the car that you want to buy, for example, or a fashion magazine representing the clothes that you want to buy, or a real estate magazine representing the homes that you want to buy. Some small token purchase could represent your wealth of the future. And day 5, surround yourself with affirmations. And this is one thing that I haven't talked about for a while, but I have a lot in the Wealth Mentoring Library on my website about affirmations. I truly believe affirmations are so important to change your subconscious beliefs and put in new thoughts, new belief systems about money. And what you want to do is write down positive statements as if they're already true. You don't want to say, I want to be. You want to say, I am. And using an already true statement in between each affirmation stops your brain from fighting with you. When you say, I'm a billionaire, and your brain says, no, you're not, saying an already true statement like your name in between each affirmation is a way to shut down that arguing. So you can use something as simple as your name, or you can use any other true statement that you want to say. So here's an example from my book of different affirmations I put in here. So here's the affirmation. I have enough money to pay my bills every month and have a lot left over. And then the already true statement is, my name is Linda. The next affirmation, it is easy for me to invest my money and generate great returns. The next affirmation is an already true statement, which is, I have a red car. The next is an affirmation, I want to be true. I attract money and abundance flows to me easily and effortlessly. The next statement is an already true statement. My dog is Penny. So you can use the same statement over and over. You can say your name after each affirmation, or you can change it up like I did in this example. But you want to use already true statements in between each affirmation, and that will stop your brain from arguing with you about the affirmation not being true yet. Simple repetition of affirmations is all it takes. That's all they're doing on television when they're using advertisements. They're just using simple repetition to change your belief system. In this example, what you're doing is you're choosing the thoughts and beliefs that you want to believe rather than letting some stranger on television do it for you. You're choosing what you want to think, what you want to believe about money, what you want to change in your reality about money, and how you want to create your wealthy mindset. And all of that can be done just by repetition. Super simple, very easy, doesn't cost you anything. So I'm going to keep this short and sweet, but I just thought it was time to talk about getting rid of fear, since I'm seeing an overabundance of fear out there right now. Take the time to write down 3 to 5 affirmations that are something that you want to believe. And rather than saying, I don't feel fear, say something like, I have confidence. I have confidence in my future investments. I have confidence my investments are going to gain in value. Instead of saying, I'm not fearful the stock market's going to crash. So you want to put it in a positive way. So I hope that helps. Mindset is something I love to talk about. It's something I think about and work on all the time. It's so very important to protect what comes into your awareness and not allow fearful things to be flashed in front of you by someone who has another agenda. You need to choose what you want to believe, what you want to see, and not allow the fear to take over your life. If you haven't yet subscribed to Be Wealthy and Smart, hit the subscribe button and you'll be notified as soon as new podcasts are available so you never miss one of them. And my entire wealth mentoring library, including lots of podcasts about affirmations, how to do them, suggestions of affirmations, etc., are on my website at lindapjones.com/podcasts. And while you're there, sign up for my weekly investment newsletter. That's all for today. Until next time, live the good life and be wealthy and smart.
Thank you for listening to Be Wealthy and Smart with Linda P. Jones. Share the wealth and tell your family and friends about the show. Check out our website, blog, and social media for more riches at www.bewealthyandsmart.com.